Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And we have been focused on how to spring forward. How do we keep that beginning of the year energy and inspiration and motivation going so that we can keep bringing forward those things that matter most to us? And one of the things I think it's really important we talk about is leadership. How are we showing up as a leader? Are we? Are we recognizing and embracing the leader that we are? In whatever roles we may play or things that we may do, are we really owning our gifts, our talents, and our abilities? Are we leaning in and stepping forward to lead and bring forward all those things that are important to us? Those things that we maybe are in charge of or charged with bringing forward personally, professionally. It's really important that we lean into all that we are called to bring forward, to raise up, to step into as leaders. And I believe we all have a calling of leadership in one way or another in our life. And we sometimes shy away from it a little bit. And I want to encourage you to lean in. It is a gift when we're willing to bring our gifts, our talents, our abilities, and stretch to the world. The world needs you. Today, we have two amazing experts. I know you're going to love them, who are just brilliant in the area of leadership. Well, many areas. I shouldn't limit it. Many areas, but especially in leadership. And so I'm really excited for what they're going to be sharing with us today, some exciting announcements they're going to make that we're going to get to share as well. And I want you to get the most out of our time together today. And so here's what I want to invite you to do. Let's pause. Let's take a breath in through the nose, all the way through your toes, and then out through your mouth, like through a straw. Beautiful. Keep breathing. And as you're breathing and enjoying a moment just for you to be still and be poured into, I want to remind you of a few things. This time is for you. It's an opportunity for you to be still, to receive, to be poured into and lifted up. So you get to take off your teaching hat for a moment, you're doing anything for a moment. You get to be, you get to receive, you get to be poured into. Oh, I encourage you, have a notepad nearby where you can take notes. Really choose to be fully present, mind, body, soul, and spirit. Avoid multitasking right now. This is time for you to be still, to receive, to breathe in all that serves, release what no longer does, and integrate what helps and is supportive on a cellular level just for you. Beautiful. So as you're continuing to breathe, I want you to notice becoming more present. Any anxiety, stress lessening as you bring that beautiful oxygen throughout your entire body, and you really own that you get to just be and receive. Put both hands on your heart, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and dreams, and things you are called to bring forward, those things you care about deeply, and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And in this space, I want you to think about, what is it that you need today? Real time. What is supportive of you, uplifting to you? When we talk about leadership, what would encourage and empower you to step forward, to rise up as a powerful and dynamic leader on purpose and with purpose. What do you need? And are willing to receive because you have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Just receive that information. Let's take another deep breath. Come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present, and take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart. Let's start to co-create it right now, real time. Bring it out of swirling inside of you to actually something that you can interact with, you can see, you can write. When you write, it connects your hand and your heart. Pretty powerful when you can bring those things together. So let's keep it top of mind throughout our conversation today. We're going to go around our virtual room here, and I'm going to invite my amazing guests to share when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen what was laid on their heart. So with that, I would love to start with you, Chris. What was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Oh my gosh, Rebecca, thank you so much. It was gratitude. It was like I was overwhelmed with gratitude. So gratitude and then a little bit of excitement because I'm here with you today.
Aw, I love that. Gratitude and excitement. I received that. I am excited as well. So that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And how about you, Martha? What was laid on your heart?
What was laid on my heart, Rebecca? Thank you for bringing us in for this. This is so, what a great way to start, is less about need. I didn't feel like I needed something today. I feel fulfilled. And because I feel fulfilled, what struck me was the desire to share. That I get a chance today with you, with all your listeners, with people I meet when we're done, to share, because today I feel fulfilled.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm just sitting in that space and that feel with that. And I love that has led you to this desire to share and pour into others. So it's perfect timing to have you join us on the show. I love that. Lined up perfectly. So that's beautiful. And listeners, how about you? When you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, what was laid on your heart? Was it a feeling? Was it a reminder? Was it identifying something that you need? So just taking a moment to sink into that. We are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And as we do that, here's a tip I can give you. I love to give you tips so that you can add them to your day, and you can add them to your kit of your toolkit that you can tap into. So here's what I want to invite you to do is to stay present during the commercial break. And you can use this throughout your life, not just on our show, but they are secretly moments for you to stop, pause, breathe, and integrate what serves. So it doesn't just get added to a to-do list, it actually starts to become part of you. So during commercial breaks, which we've built in lovingly to support you, it's a time to stay present, to breathe, to receive, to listen to what's bubbling up within you, and give yourself that moment to integrate what serves, release what no longer does. So enjoy this commercial break, and we will be back in just 2 minutes.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Explore the poetry of Sam Yao. His book of poems, Soul's Journey, is a #1 international bestseller. Sam is a contemporary poet with a unique and highly relatable poetic style to convey the essence of spiritual truths for our time. Readers will find beauty, inspiration, and healing in his words. Get his book, Soul's Journey, today on Amazon.com or visit SamYaoPoetry.com. That's Sam, Y-A-U, Poetry.com.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that break. And that's a great way, taking those 2 minutes throughout your day to carve some time out just for you, to stay connected, grounded, present, and peaceful throughout your day, no matter what happens, that you can really carve that out. So looking for those commercial moments that we sometimes think of as disruptors, that's an opportunity for you. Oh yeah, this is my moment to take a moment and be. So I just encourage you to leverage those opportunities and use them for you, your way to support you on your journey. So we are talking today about how we can move forward powerfully and purposely, especially in the area of leadership. And so I mentioned in the opening segment, we have 2 amazing experts around leadership that are joining us today. And it's just my honor and privilege to enjoy our expert number 1 that is joining us, Chris Williams. She's an expert in generating customers and boosting revenue for small to medium-sized businesses. She is a sought-after international speaker, business consultant, and international best-selling author. Since 2008, she has helped 6,102, to be precise, business owners have been able to lean in to her expertise and Wide Awake Business's expertise to boost their revenue by more than $731 million. Really powerful. She is passionate about helping you grow your business with more ease and profitability. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Chris Williams to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. I get so excited when I talk to you, Rebecca, because your enthusiasm is just overflowing. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. You are so welcome, because I get excited talking to you. I love those numbers and how powerfully you've been able to lean in and help so many people. It's just beautiful. And I love seeing women stepping into business in such a powerful way to lift up so many. So I celebrate that. I love the work that you do. And I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work of helping small businesses and medium-sized businesses in this way so important to you?
Well, as I was pondering and thinking about how to answer that question, and I was thinking about, first of all, I grew up in a family-owned business, and we had the phones, hooked on the wall, 4 of them, for the plumbing company that went up and down, California Bay Area. And I remember times when we couldn't do stuff because the family was working. and the whole family was working. And it wasn't until my dad kind of figured out how to lead instead of do that we actually started having more family time. And then as I grew up, my family, I had 4 adopted kids and 5 total. And one day I looked at them, and I remember telling Martha this, and I looked at them and I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to have somebody else raise my kids. I want to be home. I want to be available. So I learned how to rise up my team so they could, do what they do best, and I could lead, and I could have some of my time back. And as Martha and I work, it's an interesting number, and I know we count every one of those folks, and the revenue is not our revenue, it's the revenue they've increased. So here's what we believe. We believe that once they rise up their team and start leading as business owners, that not only will you have more money, you'll have more time to do the things that are important to you. And I know all women business owners particularly, how, your young child has walked into you and said, Mommy, will you put me to sleep? That happened to me, and I couldn't. I was on the phone at 6 o'clock at night. And that day I decided that would never happen again. And so the whole idea of rising up your team, leading your team, and what a better time than right now to show our children and our grandchildren and our nieces and nephews how to rise up, because it's time.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. And I love that you made that decision right then and there, and you found another way, and now you're helping so many others. Thank you for the work that you do.
I love it. Martha, we would do it for free, right?
I love it. I love it. Well, let me take a moment, and I'm going to introduce our second amazing guest, because we're going to be weaving our questions back and forth. So I want to take a moment to introduce our next amazing guest, who I know you're going to love as well, Martha Hanlon. And she has an MBA from the Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania. She is a sought-after international best-selling author, international speaker, facilitator, and trainer. She brings decades of business development and leadership acceleration experience to Wide Awake Business, and she is a thought-provoking expert who spots trends and breaks a lot of business so-called quote-unquote rules to deliver fresh results. She's passionate about mentoring highly motivated business owners and leaders to grow their businesses and build a lasting legacy. Please lean in and welcome the powerful and dynamic Martha Hanlon to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. You make me sound so good.
Well, you are good. You make it easy. Welcome. Well, I'm equally excited to have you joining us as well. And I wanted to ask the same question. Why is this work of helping businesses and leaders and owners grow their businesses and build a lasting legacy, why is that work personally so important to you?
Well, if I take a look at it from a macro view, Rebecca, this economy of ours, this world of ours, runs on the back of small, medium-sized businesses, entrepreneurs, people in corporations who have tremendous ideas, who often don't fit. They're the square peg going into the round hole. And we need to take care of them. We need to nurture them. We need to pay far more attention to them and rise them up in ways, because when they rise, the rest of us go up too. And so when I take a look at this book and what it means to me, when I take a look at what it means to be a leader, I would also say that in our lives, you said this earlier, we are all leaders in some way, shape, or form. In Chris's world and mine, we particularly run into and work with people who are leaders in businesses, who are owners of businesses. And they often get sucked out of the leadership role into doing the do every day. And so the midnight oil is burning and it's past midnight, and you don't have enough team, or you don't feel like you have enough work that you can keep for yourself, but you can't give it to everybody else, so what are you going to do? The only thing that we can't outsource is leadership. We can have people on our teams to do everything. We can have people go pick up our kids at school. The only thing we can't outsource is our leadership of that thing that we lead. And that's, to me, why it's so important, because singularly, that's our most important responsibility, and yet it's the thing that so often we get sucked away from because we're busy doing the do, answering emails, putting out fires, whatever the case may be.
Yep. Oh, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And what an important reminder that we can't outsource that. That is what we bring to the table. And it's so important. We get to do the thing that we are called to do, lead in that way and be the leader that we're called to be. And I love your passion and conviction and commitment to helping people do that. And that segues actually beautifully into where we were going to go next. So I love this. Your book, you mentioned your book. So one of the things we're very excited about sharing today is that Chris and Martha have a book that's coming out really soon that shares around leadership. And so I'm really excited to announce it on our show. I'd love for you, Martha, do you want to share the title of it and the date it'll be released so people can mark it on their calendar?
Absolutely. The name of the book is Rise Up, Leader, and it's our call to action to everyone out there to step into that number one responsibility that we all have. And that number one responsibility is we, as the business owner, as the executive in a corporation, we are responsible for everyone around us to rise up, to rise up to be the best we can be, to rise up to fulfill all of our potential, which is what we all want. That's our number one responsibility as a leader, no matter how it gets applied. And that is the heart of the book. And it's why the book title is, by the way, Rebecca, just for the fun of it, Rise Up, Leader, because it is a call to action.
Beautiful.
And the book comes out in March, and the date on the calendar is the 8th of March.
So everyone write that down, March 8th.
March 8th.
And I'd
March
love 8th,
for you. Absolutely.
Yep, March 8th. Why is that day special?
Because it's International Women's Day. Chris and I have a special place in our hearts for women entrepreneurs, women business owners, women executives, women leaders. And we chose March 8th because this book, while it's not specifically written just for women, nonetheless, because of our background in working with so many women, we felt that this was a place where we wanted to honor women, and we got a chance to couple that honoring with an international day. And it just seemed like, Rebecca, the timing was too good to say no.
I love it. I love that. So March 8th, I hope everyone writes that on the calendar. And here's something else that's really special about that day. The book is going to be not only launched and available, but it's going to be launched for a special rate of $1.99 for the first 24 hours. We're going to be sharing out the links, helping promote, so you can watch for that on social media. Towards the end of the show, we're going to have a special way that you can connect in as well that Chris and Martha are going to share about. So you want to be listening in. So right now, mark that date, because that special rate will be for the first 24, maybe 48 hours. And I want everyone to be able to take advantage of that special rate. And we'd be so honored if you were led and felt like you wanted to be part of this and support women and support business owners by helping us share it out. What an amazing resource to add to your library for that special rate. And then, Chris, we're getting ready to go to commercial break, but I wanted to see if you wanted to add anything to what Martha had said about the title of the book, maybe the cover, why you're excited about it. I just wanted to give you opportunity to share too.
Owners get dragged into day-to-day activities and have a little small bit of time left for either themselves or their family or whatever else is important to them. And when we wrote when we wrote Rise Up Leader, it was really the desire to have a system that people could work and learn how to take their business to the next level by doing the number one most important thing they get to do is rise up those around them. And when we rise up those around them, not only does it feel really good, it is amazing what can happen. And we are a testament to that. We do it all the time. We talk about it all the time. And it's time. Rise up, leader.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break, and I want you to think about what Chris and Martha have shared and what has struck you about the concept of rising up those around you, looking at leading. Are you identifying with that midnight oil thing and maybe needing some support? So just kind of see what thoughts when we go to this commercial break are percolating, and coming up, take some thoughts down and notes, and we will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world, hosted by NYLC CEO Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you, and that you were thinking about some of those insights and thoughts and perspectives on leadership that Chris and Martha have been sharing with us. And we were just starting to talk about their new book that is coming out on March 8th, which is really, really exciting. And they were just starting to share a little bit about the book and why they're so excited excited to be bringing it forward. And I wanted to have a visual to go along with the title, because many of our listeners are visual. And so I would love to have, I don't know if Chris or Martha wants to take this. I'd love for you to describe the cover and why it's been, so say the title again and why the cover is designed the way it is and what it looks like so people can watch for it.
Sure. Okay, I'll take that one.
Take it.
Okay,
Great.
So the book covers are always such a funny thing, right? How do you take your idea of what you're trying to say or what we're trying to say and put it into graphic format? So the idea is, so it's a bright yellow background, so it's bright and sunny and forward thinking. And Rise Up Leader is on the top. Key point is Rise Up, comma, Leader. And then we have an arrow pointing up with people forming the arrow. And the reason we always have people in our books, and Martha, you can definitely add something to this, is that we want to include all people. And so when you really look at the little people that make up the arrow, there's some on the sides, there's some that are walking into the arrow, but they're all different walks of life. And it really represents leaders in everywhere in the world.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. And I love the thought that went into what you're trying to represent visually and bring forward. I love that. Thank you. And then Martha, did you want to add to that?
Sure. I think the other thing for me is that the reason that we love and feel it's important to always have people on the cover of our book is because the book is written for people. Like when I'm writing my portions of the book, I'm thinking of the people I'm writing for. This is not an academic exercise. This is work that we want people to be able to grab and read. And there's exercises in the book. Do the exercises so that they can advance. And so to me, the people on the book represent the people holding the book.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I love that. And I did want to transition here a moment because we have a couple of callers on the line and I don't want us to get too backlogged on callers. So I'm very excited to bring caller number 1. So we have Andrea, and I would love to welcome you to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be welcomed to the show and with your guests as well, Rebecca.
I'm thrilled to have you joining us. And I heard my tech team shared that you had a question. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to share your name, where you're from, and we'd love to hear your question.
Thanks very much. This is Andrea. I'm in New York, and I apologize. I didn't hear the full interview prior to the commercial break, but I do know it's about rising up one's team, and I had a question about that because I'm a business owner with an internationally based team. They work beautifully together and with me, yet none of us have ever met, nor will we ever be in the same room. And I'm wondering, how do you accommodate a team development in circumstances like that?
Oh, great question. And I love that. And I would love Chris or Martha. I'm not sure who wants to take that question, but I'm passing
let me
it
jump
to you.
into the deep end of the pool. Andrea, thank you for your question. It's a great one. And I think that it's a pertinent one for many people because when we have a tendency to think about leading, we think about leading employees. But truth of the matter is we also lead our contractors. We also lead our vendors. We may not be as experienced as they are in taxes or website development or copywriting. They may be far superior to us in our talents, yet it's still our responsibility as the leader to make sure they know where we're going, the strategy to get there, how they integrate, and what we expect from them and what they expect from us, so that there's still a sense of leadership even though they're not employees. And when you're traveling over the distances, and I can totally appreciate that. I worked for an international company and I had employees in every single time zone, it seemed, around the world. And you have to be able to understand the cultural mores that are different and make sure that you find a time on Zoom to get to know each other out of a work environment, even if you're going to have a cup of coffee together or an evening glass of wine or glass of water together. Put it aside and be colleagues instead of work colleagues for a period of time, and Zoom enables us to do that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And did that answer your question, Andrea? Did that touch enough on
Very
development?
Nicely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh,
Thank you for calling, Andrea.
Yeah, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for
Have a good
calling
one.
in. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're going to caller number 2, and this is Gail. Gail, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rebecca. Glad to be here.
Excited to have you joining us.
My question for Martha and Chris is, could you identify for us the one or two things that most keep leaders from rising up, either for themselves or for their teams? What are the things that get in the way of that rising up?
Oh, my gosh. There's so many, no. This is Chris. Thanks, Gail, for calling in, and great question. And I think it's a two-pointed question. I think as a business leader, I think that there's some fear, and people might not say that, but I do think that that comes in. No matter how strong or how courageous we are, there's still that little bit of fear, or that little man standing on your shoulder, or that little old woman standing on your shoulder telling you can't do it. So I think that's one. I think the other thing is that I don't know that we've been taught to rise up the people around us. And through our book, we talk about culture, we talk about values, we talk about lead yourself, lead your team, lead your legacy. And all of those things get in the way. I mean, some of it's money. People will say, oh, I can't lead. I need more money. And there's all those different pieces that we can't really get to the more money until we learn how to rise up and lead our teams. And Martha, I'm sure you have some great points on that also.
Oh, absolutely. I think the other thing that happens is we get pulled in, as I mentioned earlier, we get pulled down into doing the do. And we know our team is busy and our team is full, and so we take on things that as a leader really belong to someone else. And as a business owner, we may think that that's sort of the pinnacle of our ascension, because we get to a certain point in our careers, and when do we get feedback? When does anybody give us a developmental plan? We get to be the business owner, and who's telling us how to develop? No one. So I think that whole idea of ascending from owner to leadership might also be for some a new idea.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I love that. Gail, did that answer your question?
It did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I didn't give you a chance to say where you were from. So Gail, where are you from?
I'm from Tallahassee, Florida.
Wonderful. Thank you for calling in.
Yay, Tallahassee.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Wonderful. Well, I do have some additional questions that I would love to ask as well. So there are quite a few leadership books out there, and I know you've been sharing some of what is so unique and special, but I wanted to give you a moment to really answer that, because I know you brought this book forward on purpose because you're feeling that it's adding things that are needed in leadership and maybe aren't included in some of those books. I'd love to know your thoughts about that. Let me start with Martha.
So here's what I think that makes the book different. Chris and I have a philosophy that gets knitted through everything that we do, and that is we want to make businesses easier, simpler, and more profitable, because we have a tendency to make them difficult, complicated, and less profitable. So we attacked leadership from the perspective of what we've learned through all of our years of coaching individuals, and how do you make it easier, simpler, and more profitable. So we've taken leadership with the thought of being able to ascend. We're already leaders, You've said that before, and I totally agree. We're already leaders. How do we ascend even farther? So the workbook is broken into simple sections. Chris mentioned it earlier. First, how to lead yourself, how to lead your team, and how to lead your legacy. And your legacy is about your brand promise, your financials. Breaking it down into very simple concepts. And in the book, it's not just theory. There's exercises in the book, woven all through the book, for the reader to do so that each person can come out of reading the book not just with, wow, that was interesting, but plans and thoughts that are specific to them and their business.
Wonderful.
I think that's what makes it different.
I love that. So I like that it's a reading and doing book.
Yes, it is. There's right. The only thing missing is crayons.
Oh, I love that. And that can be brought in easily. So I love that. And Chris, did you want to add anything to what she's sharing about how unique and powerful and special this book is?
Well, first off, everything that Martha said, I echo. And second thing is that the idea that we always lead, the other idea that we always lead with is that our clients are always our product, or they are the product. And so when we were writing the book and talking about the book and, going over and over the different pieces of the book so it would go together, there really is a system built into the book. And somebody could read the book from cover to cover, do the exercises, and actually take their business to the next level because that's how it's built.
Oh, I love that. That's how it was created, to serve in that way. So, I know, on purpose. I love that. I love that you are, not holding back, but really bringing it all forward to help people in this way. And that reading this book, adding it to their library can really help them take it to the next level. But I just want to emphasize reading and doing are part of that, applying what you are learning in the book. But it's really designed to take you through those steps and take it all the way to building that lasting legacy. And I just think that is so powerful. So again, the book is Rise Up, Leader. Leaders? I want to make sure.
Leader.
Rise Up, Leader.
Singular. Rise Up,
we're talking
Leader.
To you.
Individual.
You.
Yep. Beautiful. Rise Up, Leader is available, and it will be available on March 8th. So you want to make sure to put that on your calendar. I've got it circled on mine. Excited. And again, when we come back from our next commercial break, we're going to let you know a super special way you can get on the magic list to have an email delivered to you the morning of the launch with the link, so you don't even have to worry about tracking the date. We want to make it easy for you. So, and some exciting goodies that go along with that. So enjoy this next commercial break. Remember, it is just for you. And I encourage you to really take in some of this powerful information that Chris and Martha have been sharing about leadership. And I love that some of the distinctions they're drawing between owning and leading and rising up. Really enjoy these next 2 minutes, and we'll look forward to continuing our conversation in just a moment.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes. And I am excited to have both Chris and Martha share a little bit with us. They've got a couple more exciting things lined up. So one, Chris is going to share with us an example. I feel like they've given us such amazing information and tips and perspectives to maybe explore as we're looking at ownership and leadership and ways that we can stretch and grow. And she has a beautiful success story that she wanted to share just to give you an example of some of how this work can be so powerful. So, Chris, I'd love for you to share.
So one of our clients, she's been a client of ours now about 2 years. Her name is Susan. And when we met her, she was burned out, needed revenue to grow anymore, and was just like, is this all there is as a business owner? I'm all the way at the top. I'm all by myself. I'm having a hard time leading. I need to grow my revenue, and I'm burned out. Mm-hmm. So we started working with her, and in 4 short months, she turned around her business incredibly. So we found $55,000 of expenses that she could cut from her bottom line. She doubled her revenue in that year, so last year, doubled her revenue. That's amazing. Saved $55,000 in expenses, hired a new staff, and grew her profit margin. And she used the strategies that we're sharing with you in Rise Up Leader. So not only do we write about the strategies, we use them day in and day out with our clients. And she will tell you all day long that she did the work and got the results and turned her business around.
So powerful. Thank you for sharing. I love that. And we celebrate her success. And I love that that's just an example, a testimonial of some of what the readers have an opportunity to experience and learn and bring into their businesses. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
No problem. And before we do the next piece, I just want to say one thing. Martha Hanlon is one of the greatest writers. I love her writing. And I must say that she's so funny because we've been talking about this book for a couple of years, and we finally had to give Martha a date to finish writing the book. But Martha, I honor you and thank you for your brilliance and your writing capability, and I just wanted to say that.
Why, thank you. Thank you. Sweet.
I love it. I love it. And Martha, we are getting really close on time here, and I want to make sure that you share how people can connect and go deeper, ask questions. And I know you have a really special opportunity for people to be able to lean on and get on your exclusive list for the launch. So would you share?
Absolutely. our great pleasure. There's nothing better than something that's free, and so we'd like to offer all of your listeners something that's free, and that's a preview to the book. So if everyone grabs a pen and paper, write down the website name really simply is wideawakebusiness.com, wideawakebusiness.com, and when you get there, you'll see there's the pretty cover with the book. There's a button that says Get the Preview. Click the Get the Preview button, fill in your first name and your email. We'll send you a preview of the book, short segments of the book, so you can taste it, test it, see how it fits you. And then you'll be able to go into our reminder list so that you don't have to pay attention to the fact that March 8th is upon us. We'll let you know so that you can go over and, as you said, Rebecca, grab the entire book for a whole $1.99.
Wonderful.
So that's what we'd like to offer, and it's at wideawakebusiness.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for your generous offer for our listeners. We appreciate that. And I just want to encourage all of you to check it out. I love that you get a little taster. You can lean in and see. We're confident that you will love what you read, and even that taste will be impactful. So I encourage you to lean in. And I wanted to take a moment as we bring our time together to a close today. I want to thank all of our amazing listeners for joining us, allowing us the opportunity to pour into you. I want to encourage you, take a couple moments at the end of the show and breathe in all that serves. Really look at the notes, look at what, and reflect on what has struck you in a powerful way. Write down that link. So, you could even take those 2 minutes to go take action on that link. But take those few minutes for you and then step back out into the world. When you pause, ground, center, and breathe, it shifts your perspective. It actually helps you go further faster because you're doing so with focus and purpose. The day is no longer running you. You are leading it with purpose, passion, and clarity. So I encourage you, take those moments just for you. And I want to thank all of you for joining us. And I want to give you a stretch. So as you go forward this week, I want to encourage you to look for opportunities to raise up those around you and to share your brilliance as a leader just a little bit more, because you are a gift needed in the world. So may you bloom where you were planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.